Hey, kia ora, Helen, Brahms, coming live from Sun City in Arizona. Hope you all had a super fantastic sparkling winning Wednesday. It turns out I am not going crazy. I'm already there. Because in the call I did about 2 or 3 hours ago, when I was talking, I was sort of like, I sound like I've done this all before. And I was like, did I do a live this morning and totally forgot I did it? No, I did not do a live this morning and then forgot about it. I went back and had a look, and the last live I did before, 1 to 3 hours, the last live I did was yesterday, last night, and I did talk about some of the same things that I talked about in my video earlier today. So I am not going crazy on that account. Crazy on other accounts? Absolutely. As Brad would have told me, I'm already gone. And then today I realized what date it was. It's the 23rd, which is Gus's birthday today. Actually, no. See, maybe the 23rd or the 24th. Oh, shoot. And I didn't write it in that planner. I got to go look because I have a feeling it's actually today. It's either today. Oh, there's my mom. Hi, Mama. She just texted me. It's either today or tomorrow is Gus's birthday, because I know it's around, because the 24th of March is the 6 month, is the half year mark of Brad's passing, and Gus's birthday is around that day. So I think it's today. I don't know. I'm going to have to go on Facebook and have a look at my memories and see how good those are. But Gus's birthday is coming up. If it is not today, then it is coming up because it was in the 20s. I know that. 23rd was, I think it might actually be Saturday. Might be the 26th. Oh, how can I forget my puppy's birthday? The dog of 1,001 expressions. We had him for almost 13 years. We had him for 12 and a half years. No. Yeah. He was 8 months old when we got him. He was 13 and a half when he passed. So, yeah. So we're coming up on that. And then next Wednesday is would have been Brad's 62nd birthday. So it's like, it's March. So I start the month off with Zeffie's birthday, and I'm ending it with Brad's birthday. So, it just works out that way. But yes, that's what I realized today. So yes, so I wasn't going crazy in the fact that I thought I had already done a live today when I did my earlier one. No, that was because some of the information I gave you in that one was similar to what I'd given last night after my call. I am still on a high from that call, which is really cool. And I went on my accountability call. So accountability, very, very important. If you are going after any goal, if you are going after a goal, if you have a plan that you want to achieve, if you've got dreams you want to achieve, get yourselves an accountability partner. They are worth their weight in gold. Somebody that you trust that will give you honest feedback and not just go, oh, it's okay if you didn't get that done. I'm not answering my text messages, so it's going off again. I told them I had a strange noise on my front AC unit, and it's less than a year old. They're like, how did you get that? I just turn it on, and 5 minutes later, it starts making it sounds like a plane taking off. When it first comes on, it sounds normal sounds, everything else, normal levels, and then all of a sudden, it starts making this racket. I have no clue. So I got to get the guy who installed it, get him back out here to have a look at it and see what we can get under the warranty since it's less than a year old. Because that was installed in June of last year. I'm only in March. Yes. So figure out, but it is throwing out cold when it is on, and the AC is actually on and not just the fan. It is blowing out cold air. So that part is good. The concerning part is the racket that it makes, because it is louder than this one. If you can hear this one going, it comes out louder than that. And that AC, when it went in last year, though loud, was still quieter than this one. After 5 minutes of being on, that one is louder than this one, which is, yeah. Anyway, so get yourselves an accountability partner. They are worth their weight in gold. And an accountability partner is mine's an accountability coach, so I get coaching along with it. But if you're just doing it with accountability partner, the idea with the accountability partner is that you call them up, you talk with them, you text them, you email them and say, these are my goals for this week. And I go, okay. Then the following week you go, here's what I accomplished this week. Here's my goals for the next week. And it's just somebody to be accountable to that. Yes, you have achieved these. now you're moving on to this, or you didn't achieve that last week, it's still on your list for this week, and try not to keep it on there too long. That's all I can say. So I had to, so she asked me today if I would type up my list for this week and some of the notes from my call last night. And so because I told her I had this call and was telling her all about it. She's okay, I want you to put that all in an email, send it to me so I can put it in your file and make sure that we keep you on track. I'm like, got it. So I just finished sending her the email. I only had 13 points, and my notes from last night don't even fill an entire slide of this. And then I just noticed in my inbox that there's actually a recording there from my call last night. So I'm sort of like, okay, I got to calm down just a little bit. But I did order my Play-Doh today and some crafty stuff. So I can just sit here, so I can sit and fiddle. And I love to fiddle with pipe cleaners and pom-poms. And so I got a kit that has pipe cleaners and pom-poms and the googly eyes. So yeah, and some of the pipe cleaners have sparkles in them. So I'm very excited about those. But that'll all be here tomorrow. So I'm kind of excited because then I can sit, and instead of doing puzzles on the iPad, I can sit and I can just fiddle with pipe cleaners and pom-poms. And oh, do I have glue? Ooh. Do I have glue? That is a very good question. Thank you for asking that. I need to make a note. Glue. Do I have glue? I think I have a bottle of Elmer's somewhere. I'll have to go check, because that's all you need is Elmer's. Yeah, but it means that I can sit and fiddle tomorrow and see what creations I come up with. And I also got asked by my mentor last night to keep writing, to keep my stories coming. So I still have my 3 pieces of flash fiction. The third one, I'm still, even though I've given it to a couple of people to read, and they said, yeah, it's good, what happens next? I'm sort of like, well, obviously I didn't write it correctly because you can completely miss the point. And they're like, what's the point? And so I tell them, they're like, oh, now I can see that. And I'm like, then I haven't done it correctly if you're having to ask me what happens next. So it means I've got to go back and do some more work on that third piece so that people then understand what's happening with that. And I can't tell you what it is because it will ruin the entire plot of the 304 words that I think. 300, that one's like 304 words. It's kind of fun making up a story that's only like 300 words. And it's a lot of fun. So I've got the 2 pieces. I've got 3 pieces of flash fiction. I've got 1 opinion essay type 1 that was on about the global pause. It's called A Time to Pause, and I wrote that one in 2020 about the global pause and what we are now free to do and things like that. So that was written a couple of years ago. So I have these 4 short pieces of writing, and I got told that they wanted to see more out of me. So I'm sort of like, okay, I can do that. But look, I'm doing all of this. I've got this journal, I got this journal, I got, like I said, I've got, how many journals do I have sitting here? 1 actively using. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and that's just sitting here either on the bench next to me or on the table. And over there I see several more. So active, actually no, make that 6 because one of those is actually full and I didn't count you. So yes, I have 2 full ones sitting, 1 there and 1 here. One I'm actually using. I don't have a mouse pad, so this is what I'm using as a mouse pad. It's a laser engraved journal with all my notes in it. It's full. This one went from 15th of June 21 to the 7th of January 22, and this is just my wake-up calls. These are the notes from my wake-up calls in the morning. That started at call 314 and went to 416. Now we're up to 513, I think was today's. Yeah, 513 was today's one. So yeah, and that was, but it makes it's got this, it's like I'm not sure if it's actual real leather or fake leather, but it makes a great mouse pad. I haven't bought a mouse pad yet for my mouse. So that's what I'm using, and it works really good. I actually do now have a mat to go on my desk here that the keyboard can sit on. I don't need a mouse pad with it because the whole pad is a mouse, as it's like an oversized mouse pad. So I'm going to, I have to clear my desk to put it down because it takes up most of the table, and then I can put everything back on again. So I kind of need time to do that, and it's like so much to do in so little time. But having an accountability partner is back to accountability partners. God, I'm all over the place. But yeah, so I've written in there what I had talked about with my mentor last night. And then I've added some other things in there. And I think there's a list of like about 12, 13 or 14 items or something on there. But it's all, this is the overall concept. This is what I'm working on this week. So yeah, and the very first one, I turned around and says, it's done. Only because I told her I would do it. I said, well, I have to do this. So I will commit to getting it done today. And I will let you know that I've done it. So step number one on that list was what I told her I would do today, to say that the email has been sent, as I said it would be, and I'm just awaiting the response. So yeah, so I'm down one task already. So hey, win, woohoo! And I got my email done. Usually I put the email off and either don't get it done or it's late, so it's not there. And yeah, so this time it is done. It is complete. It has been sent, and I have even uploaded it to my Remarkable, so I have it in PDF form so I can go and mark it up and write it up, and I've got it there where I can easily find it every day instead of going into my email and trying to find it. But yeah, so celebrate wins, no matter how big or small. So 2 wins for me today. Well, this evening is one. I sent my email I said I was going to send today. Yes. And the other one was I got my email typed up and sent to my accountability partner saying, this is what I'm going to be working on. And yes, we will see. Well, it's already on paper, so it's already done. That's the way I look at it. If I've written it on paper, it's done. Yeah. I got my groceries done today too. Yay. And they found everything. At one point she sent me something and said, well, I've got this, will that do? And I'm sort of like looking, going, you know. I said, well, do they have this flavor, this other flavor, what's that Greek cucumber sauce with the yogurt? I actually wanted just the basic one. They didn't have it. So she said, like, all I can find is the one with cucumbers and garlic in it. And I was like, you know, do they have the feta cheese and I can't remember what the other flavor was. It was feta cheese and something else. And she said, oh, let me have a look. And then she comes back and says, oh, we found the original one that you wanted. I'm like, yay. So only second time on Instacart that I was actually thinking of going to the market myself today. But then I was looking at my schedule going, I don't have time in my schedule to do that today or tomorrow. I was supposed to pick up my mail last week and I didn't do that either. So that is on my list to do this week. Because I have a friend who sent Zephy a birthday present. And so she's sort of like, well, have you got the birthday present yet? Well, it's still sitting at the box because I haven't had a chance to get down there yet. So I am committing to doing that tomorrow when I finish work for the day. So, but, you know, get yourself an accountability. Write down everything. Anything you want to accomplish, write it down. It can be specific. It can be, you know, broad. And then later on you can go back and you can fill in the details. Just get it out of here and onto pen and paper. There is actually scientific proof that when you take a pen or a pencil, I don't know if I have a pencil. Yes, I do. Or a pencil. This is a pencil, not a pen. It's one of those mechanical pencils. See, different. Oh, actually, that doesn't really look that much different on the screen. So pencil or pen, and actually physically writing it down on paper, there is actual scientific proof that between what you write when you're writing and what's going on up here as far as remembering and setting to work, your subconscious starts getting to work on how it's going to get accomplished. So you never know what you're going to learn around here. I pick up things all the time. What was oh yeah, if you want to see something really, really cool, go to my Facebook page. And on there I shared a TikTok today that I saw. It was really, really cool. I was sitting here like, what? The detail is incredible. That's all I'm going to say. But anyway, I'm out of here. I've rabbited on long enough, rabbited on way more than I should have. So go have a super fantastic, sparkling rest of your day. We are going to go and, oh yeah, Zeffie was looking for her. She pressed her treat button at 7 p.m. tonight. I mean, you know. But she did get a treat because she pressed the button. And now she's laying up on her bed waiting for 8 o'clock to come. Doesn't realize that it's gone yet. So I'm going to go and sneak over there and see if I can get her treats hidden before she realizes what I'm doing. And then she'll have her treats. And then she'll probably go and hit the treat button again. Because we're now teaching her. I will take one of her. These are the training treats. This is half of her training treat. As you can see, it's not very big. It's tiny. Here's, I think that's the other half of it. Yes, that's about how big it is. And I just break them in half. So I take them and I put them in my hand like this, and I go pick one, and she just gets her paw and just automatically goes on this one, and I'm like, and I pull my hand away when I see a paw. I says, no, use your nose, and put it back in. And if I see the paw come up, no, use your nose, and I put it back again. She finally figures out the nose, and then she'll put her nose here or on this hand, and then she can whack it. She has to figure it out with her nose first and then whack it, or she'll just get her nose and try to bury it into my hand to try and get the treat out. Either way is fine. I just don't like her whacking my hand with her paws first, thinking she knows where I've put it. I want her to learn how to use her nose. So I always tell her, smell. Which hand? Use your nose. Which hand is it in? And every time she lifts that paw, I just pull my hands away. So she's learning new stuff. Always learning new stuff with her. So sometimes I pull it out of a training book, and sometimes I'm like, what happens if I do this? Anyway, go have a super fantastic, sparkling evening. We'll catch you guys back here bright and early tomorrow morning. I'll definitely make sure it's tomorrow morning. I think. Hang on. Ah, yes, we can squeeze it in there. Yes, we can squeeze it in. Looking at my schedule. Like, yeah, we'll get it done. But I'll catch you guys back here tomorrow morning for Thankful Thursday. Hey, konara.